Chiefs 2025 schedule. Can they overcome a brutal slate to win Super Bowl 60? NFL Live. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? The Kansas City Chiefs 2025 schedule is out, and it's a gauntlet that could make or break their shot at Super Bowl 60. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the squad are chasing history after a 15-2 2024 season and a tough Super Bowl 59 loss to Philly, 40-22. With 7 primetime games, 10 matchups against 2024 playoff teams, and a combined opponent win percentage of .522, this slate is no joke. Can the Chiefs navigate killers like the Bills, Ravens, and Eagles to hoist the Lombardi Trophy again? We're breaking down every game, spotlighting key matchups, and crunching the numbers to reveal their Super Bowl chances. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the roller coaster ride. The big picture. A schedule packed with challenges. The Chiefs are the NFL's gold standard, with 5 Super Bowl trips in 6 years and 9 straight AFC West titles. Mahomes' 4,803 yards and 35 TDs, Travis Kelce's clutch plays, and new additions like DeAndre Hopkins and rookie OT Josh Simmons keep them elite. But the 2025 schedule, per Chiefs.com, throws up serious hurdles. 8 standalone games, a Brazil opener, and holiday clashes on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Their opponents went 151 to 138.522 in 2024, and 10 made the playoffs, including all 3 2024 postseason foes, Texans, Bills, Eagles. X-posts from at M0NAL0UNJ give the Chiefs' strength of schedule an A for defensive difficulty, signaling a grind. Will this brutal slate derail their three-peat dreams, or can KC's magic shine through? Let's analyze the key games and their impact. Key matchups, make-or-break games for Super Bowl hopes. These high-stakes games will shape the Chiefs' season and their path to Super Bowl 60 in Las Vegas. Week 1, at Los Angeles Chargers, Sao Paulo, Brazil, September 5, 7:15 p.m. Central Time, YouTube. Why it matters. Kicking off in Brazil against the 11-6 Chargers, who upset KC 24-20 in 2024, sets the tone. Justin Herbert's 3,947 yards and Jim Harbaugh's physical scheme, with J.K. Dobbins, 1,012 rushing yards, and Ladd McConkey, 934 receiving yards, test a Chiefs defense that allowed 18.1 points per game. Mahomes is 6-1 versus LA since 2018, but neutral turf adds chaos. X-posts from at KC Sports Network call it a tone-setter. Super Bowl impact. A Week 1 loss in the division risks tiebreakers and early momentum. A win, predicted, 27-23, boosts confidence for a 10th straight AFC West title and keeps KC's number 1 seed hopes alive. A 1-0 start correlates with a 70% playoff by chance, per PFF's 2024 data. Odds of winning, 65%. KC's international experience, 2023 Germany win, and Mahomes' clutch play outweigh travel woes. Week 2, versus Philadelphia Eagles, September 14, 3:25 p.m. Central Time, Fox. Why it matters. A Super Bowl 59 rematch at Arrowhead brings revenge vibes after Philly's 40-22 rout. Jalen Hurts' 6 total TDs exposed KC's O-line, but rookie Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore bolster it. Saquon Barkley's 2,005 rushing yards and A.J. Brown's 1,456 meet a Chiefs defense with Chris Jones and Trent McDuffie. Nick Sirianni's 2023 fan taunt fuels the fire, per NFL.com. X-posts from at Arrowhead Live demand redemption. Super Bowl impact. Beating the NFC champs, predicted, 30-26, proves KC's O-line fix and boosts their plus 750 Super Bowl odds, BetMGM. A loss raises doubts about handling elite rosters like Philly's, which NPR calls the NFL's best. A Week 2 win historically lifts KC's playoff odds to 85%, per FanDuel. Odds of winning, 55%. Home field edge and Reed's 26-6 postseason record tip it, but Philly's 14-3 2024 dominance looms. Week 4, versus Baltimore Ravens, September 28, 3:25 p.m. Central Time, CBS. Why it matters. Lamar Jackson's 3,955 passing and 821 rushing yards, plus Derrick Henry's 1,891, make this a playoff preview. Last year's 27-20 Chiefs win hinged on a toe-on-the-line call, and KC's 5-1 versus Baltimore since 2013 adds edge. The Ravens' rebuilt O-line faces Chris Jones and rookie Ashton Gillotte. Posts from @Chiefs Hype see it as MVP versus MVP. Super Bowl impact. A home win, predicted, 28-24, keeps KC atop the AFC and buries a top rival, plus 700 Super Bowl odds. A loss hands Baltimore a tiebreaker, potentially forcing a road playoff game, KC's first since 2018. A 3-1 start raises Super Bowl chances to 12%, per Fox Sports. Odds of winning, 60%. Arrowhead's Magic and Spagnuolo's schemes edge out Jackson's 2-4 playoff record. Week 9, at Buffalo Bills, November 2nd, 3:25 p.m. Central Time, CBS. Why it matters. Josh Allen's 4,306 yards and 35 total TDs power a 13-4 Bills team that's 4-0 versus KC in regular season games since 2020. Amari Cooper's 1,250 yards test McDuffie secondary, while Buffalo's 9-0 home record in 2024 looms large. KC's 4-0 playoff record versus Buffalo, including a 32-29 2024 AFC Championship win, flips the script. Posts from @KC Sports Network warn of a must-win. Super Bowl impact. A road win, predicted, 31-28, kills Buffalo's hex, secures a tiebreaker, and lifts KC's Super Bowl odds, plus 750, tied with Buffalo. A loss risks a wild card slot, cutting their title chances to 9%, per ESPN's Football Power Index. This game could decide home field advantage. Odds of winning, 45%. Buffalo's home edge and Allen's MVP form make it KC's toughest test. Week 17, versus Denver Broncos, December 25th, 8 p.m. Central Time, Prime Video, Christmas. Why it matters. A Christmas night AFC West clash against a 10-7 Denver team with a top 10 defense, 18.2 points allowed, tests KC's short week prep. Bo Nix's growth and edge rusher Jonah Ellis challenge Mahomes, but Reed's 6-1 short week record since 2020 shines. Posts from @Adam Schefter leaked this early. Super Bowl impact. A win, predicted, 29-20, clinches the division and keeps KC's number 1 seed hopes alive, boosting Super Bowl chances to 11.8%, Fox Sports. A loss opens the door for the Chargers in Week 18, potentially forcing a wild card road game. Late season momentum is key. 80% of Super Bowl champs win Week 17, per NFL.com. Odds of winning, 70%. KC's home dominance, 8-1 since 2020, and Reed's holiday clutch play seal it. Sleeper games, potential upsets that could derail the run. These under-the-radar matchups could quietly swing KC's season and Super Bowl odds. Week 3, at New York Giants, September 21st, 7:20 p.m. Central Time, NBC, SNF. Why it matters. A primetime road game versus a 6-11 Giants team seems winnable, but Brian Daboll's scheming and Daniel Jones' 706 rushing yards could exploit post-Brazil fatigue. Rookie pass rusher Abdul Carter adds heat. Posts from @Sween flag it as a trap. Super Bowl impact. An upset, predicted, Chiefs 31-17, drops KC's playoff odds to 75%, FanDuel, and risks early momentum. A win keeps them on track for a 2-1 start, historically tied to a 90% playoff chance. Odds of winning, 80%. KC's 8-1 road record versus non-playoff teams since 2020 dominates. Week 5, at Jacksonville Jaguars, October 6th, 7:15 p.m. Central Time, ESPN, MNF. Why it matters. The 9-8 Jags, with new GM James Gladstone, coach Liam Cohen, and Heisman rookie Travis Hunter, are dangerous. Trevor Lawrence's 4,123 yards and Hunter's two-way play make this a Monday night trap. Arrowhead Pride calls it sneaky. Super Bowl impact. A loss, predicted, Chiefs 27-24, hurts tiebreakers and drops Super Bowl odds to 8%, per BetMGM. A win maintains a 4-1 start, boosting title chances to 13%. An upset here could signal depth issues. Odds of winning, 60%. Jones feasts on shaky O-lines, but KC's experience edges out. Week 8, versus Washington Commanders, October 27th, 7:15 p.m. Central Time, ESPN, MNF. Why it matters. Jaden Daniels' 3,661 passing and 811 rushing yards power a 12-5 Commanders team that reached the 2024 NFC Championship. Their 8 standalone games match KC's, per The Athletic. Posts from @KingdomCast see it as future versus present. Super Bowl impact. A home win, predicted, 30-25, buries an NFC upstart and keeps KC's Super Bowl odds at 11%. A loss cuts their title chances to 7%, per ESPN, and questions Arrowhead's aura. Odds of winning, 65%. Reed's bye-week prep, Week 7, outsmarts Dan Quinn's aggression. Schedule impact on Super Bowl chances. The numbers. The Chiefs plus 750 Super Bowl odds, BetMGM, tied for third with Buffalo, give them an 11.8% title chance, trailing the Eagles, plus 650, and Ravens, plus 700. Their minus 380 playoff odds, 79.2% chance, and minus 120 AFC West odds reflect their dominance, but the schedule's brutality, 10 playoff teams, 7 primetime games, and holiday travel, poses risks. Here's how it breaks down. Early season, weeks 1-6 facing the Chargers, Eagles, Ravens, and Lions. A 4-2 start is realistic. Winning 3 of 4 key games, Chargers, Eagles, Ravens, lifts Super Bowl odds to 13%, per Fox Sports. A 3-3 stumble, especially with a Giants or Jags upset, drops it to 8%. The Brazil opener and Super Bowl rematch are early tests for the O-line and secondary. Mid-season, weeks 7-10 the Bills and Commanders games are pivotal. Splitting them keeps KC at 11% title odds. Losing both cuts it to 6%. Buffalo's tiebreaker looms large for home field advantage, which 80% of Super Bowl champs secure, per NFL.com. Late season, weeks 13-17 Thanksgiving at Dallas and Christmas versus Denver are must-wins. Going 2-0 here clinches the division and pushes Super Bowl chances to 12%. A loss, especially to Denver, risks a wild card road game, slashing odds to 5%. Late-season fatigue from holiday games is a concern. Posts from Steve Cofield predict a sub-10 win season if injuries hit. Strength of schedule, the .522 opponent win percentage and A, defensive difficulty, per @M0NAL0UNJ, make this tougher than 2024's .512. KC's 11-0 record in one-possession games and 8-0 in standalone games last year help, but close wins, 15 straight by 7 points or less, may not hold. Prediction. The Chiefs finish 12-5, losing to the Bills, Lions, Jaguars, and Cowboys. They secure the number 1 seed with tiebreakers over Baltimore and Buffalo, leveraging Mahomes' 15-3 playoff record and Reed's 6-1 short week mastery. Super Bowl chances hold at 11-12%, but upsets or injuries could drop them to 7%. The Eagles and Ravens games are litmus tests. Splitting them keeps KC elite. Why the Chiefs can still win it all. Despite the schedule's challenges, Kansas City's Super Bowl path is clear. Mahomes' clutch factor, his 106.3 postseason passer rating and 9-1 playoff record since 2020 thrive in big moments. His 329-yard, 3 TD game versus Carolina in 2024 shows he's heating up, per The Athletic. Reed's genius, Andy Reid's 26-6 postseason record and O-line revamp, Simmons, Moore, counter tough fronts like Phillies. His 8-0 island game record in 2024 handles primetime pressure. Defensive strength, Steve Spagnuolo's unit, 18.1 points allowed, and additions like Ashton Gillette and Jalen Royals neutralize rushers like Barkley and Henry. Trent McDuffie's coverage limits big plays. Roster depth, Hopkins, Xavier Worthy, 439 YAC, and Kareem Hunt, 728 rushing yards, offset 2024's offensive hiccups. The Chiefs' draft haul, 7 picks, including number 32, adds flexibility, per Sporting News. Buzz at Arrowhead Pride loves the Week 2 Eagles rematch, predicting a 13-4 season. Steve Cofield warns of a 9-8 flop if injuries hit, citing the 2024 49ers. M0NAL0UNJ gives KC a 50% shot at the AFC title but sees the Ravens as a bigger threat. Risks to the three-peat dream. The schedule exposes vulnerabilities. Injury luck. The Chiefs' 15-2 2024 season relied on health. Isaiah Pacheco missed 9 games, and the O-line shuffled. A tougher slate with Brazil travel and holiday games raises risks. The Ringer notes KC's fewer lucky breaks in 2025. Close game regression. KC's 11-0 in one-possession games and 15 straight wins by 7 points or less may not hold, per ESPN. Buffalo and Baltimore could flip tight games. Tougher AFC, the Ravens, plus 700, Bills, plus 750, and Chargers, plus 1,100, are closing the gap. A road loss to Buffalo or an upset by Jacksonville could force a wild card path, slashing title odds to 5%. Eagles rematch. Philly's top-ranked rushing attack, Barkley, and defense could exploit KC's O-line again, especially if Week 2 exposes flaws. NPR calls Philly more talented pound for pound. Final verdict. Super Bowl chances. The Chiefs' 2025 schedule is a beast, with early tests, Eagles, Ravens, a mid-season crucible, Bills, and late-season traps, Jaguars, Commanders. Their plus 750 Super Bowl odds, 11.8% chance, and minus 380 playoff odds, 79.2%, reflect their edge, but the .522 strength of schedule and 10 playoff opponents demand perfection. A 12-5 record, with losses to Buffalo, Detroit, Jacksonville, and Dallas, secures the number 1 seed and keeps title chances at 11 to 12%. Key wins over the Eagles, Ravens, and Broncos prove they're still the AFC's best, but an upset or injury could drop odds to 7%. Mahomes' clutch play, Reid scheming, and a top 10 defense give them a 50% shot at the AFC title and a 10 to 12% chance at Super Bowl 60, trailing only Philly, 14%, and Baltimore, 13%. Chiefs Kingdom. Can KC conquer this schedule and make history? Which game worries you most, Buffalo, Philly, or a sleeper like Jacksonville? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more NFL Live breakdowns. Let's go Chiefs!